In the last year, DJI has been very busy with new models, firmware updates, and overall improvement to its prosumer line. The quality is now much higher compared to the previous generation, and the models offer different options at several price points. In this video I will analyze the main difference between the recent ones: the Mini 3 Pro, the Air 2S and the Mavic 3 and 3 Classic, both for video and photography. The aim is not to state if a model is better than the other, as they are all very good, but rather to find out which one is the best choice for each type of user and for his budget. I will not go too deep here in example of the video and photo quality of each model, as I have done two specific videos about it. You will find links at the end of this one. There are several price points for each model according to the remote controller and to the possibility of purchasing the Fly More combo. You will find all the price options in the description below. The Mini 3 Pro is a lightweight model under the important threshold of 250 grams, so with more relaxed regulations in many countries and extremely portable. The downside is that it cannot handle medium to strong winds as well as the bigger models. Let's have a quick look at the main specs of the Mini 3 Pro. The sensor has a respectable size of 1/1.3 inches. Smaller than the other two models, but much bigger than the one of the Mini 2. This should translate into better performance in high dynamic range scenes, with more detail preserved in the shadows. The aperture is an extremely wide f1.7, capable of gathering plenty of light. The performance in low light footage is astonishing for such a small drone, and in this department it can even compete with the flagship Mavic 3. The video resolution is 4K, with frame rates up to 60 frames per second, with the possibility of applying some real slow motion, which is very useful. Besides the traditional 8-bit normal color mode, meant to be used straight out of the camera, there is also a 10-bit profile, the Cine-like, which requires some color grading. The Cine-like has been constantly improved by a series of firmware updates. It is a useful alternative to normal mode, although not as performing as the two 10-bit modes of the Air 2S and the Mavic 3. For such a small drone, the Mini 3 Pro has an astonishing amount of functionalities, practically the same as the Air 2S. It is the first sub-250 grams DJI drone with obstacle sensors, a crucial safety feature not only for beginners. I must admit that using drones for professional purposes in all sorts of conditions, the obstacle avoidance systems has saved me from crashing on many occasions. In the Mini 3 Pro it is a 3-directional system with no lateral sensors, like in the Air 2S. Therefore, it is not to be used for tracking at close distances. The features of the Mini 3 Pro include the 3 intelligent flight modes grouped under the name Focus Track: Active Track, Spotlight and Point of Interest. These modes offer different ways to track moving targets. Spotlight and Point of Interest can also be used to maintain a static target in the same position in the frame, while performing all sorts of moves for smooth cinematic footage. Other intelligent functionalities for footage are buster shots and quick shots. The Mini 3 Pro also performs very well for photography with a Bayer quad sensor with a real photo resolution of 12 megapixels and the ability to split each pixel into 4 smaller ones, therefore obtaining a sort of 48 megapixels. This feature is useful for large prints and to increase the detail in the element in the foreground, but it is suggested to use it only in easy light condition, as the resulting pixels are extremely small, so this 48 megapixel mode is better avoided in high dynamic range situations and in low light. Other features include panorama photography and an excellent hyperlapse mode. A strong selling point of the Mini 3 Pro is the ability to rotate the lens to a vertical position for video and photos in portrait mode. Very interesting for users involved on social media platforms. Thanks to the new design of the fuselage and of the area around the gimbal, this model has better aerodynamics compared to the Mini 2. It feels a bit more powerful and doesn't have the annoying jump of the camera when coming to a halt after a move. Battery life is much longer than in the Mini 2 and in the Air 2S, and it is possible to purchase a special battery with extremely long flying time, very useful for shooting hyperlapses. The only weak point of this excellent drone is signal transmission, which is below DJI standards, probably due to the position of the antennas housed inside the front arms. The Mini 3 Pro is an excellent choice for intermediate users interested in both photos and videos, with the exception of those who live in areas with strong winds. It can also be very useful for professional photographer and videographer who already own something like a Mavic 3 and need a very portable second drone for urban usage, short trips or for hiking. DJI has recently released a cheaper version, named simply Mini 3. It has the same body and camera as the Mini 3 Pro, but it lacks most of the functionalities. It doesn't have obstacle sensors, tracking capabilities, intelligent flat modes, master shots and hyperlapse. All intelligent functionality is a simpler version of quick shots. The only color mode is normal, as the 10-bit mode this and alike is not available. On the plus side, the basic Mini 3 has an even longer battery life, since some energy is saved by the absence of the obstacle avoidance systems. The signal transmission is also improved, as the antenna has been moved to a different position, the same as in the Mini 2. For the vast majority of users, I suggest going for the Pro version if the budget allows for it, because of the very useful feature offered. But most of the extra functionalities are meant for video. For users who are interested only in photography, the basic Mini 3 certainly is a very good value option, although they will probably miss the excellent hyperlapse mode. The Air 2S was released in April 2021. It is therefore much older than the other two models. At the time of its release, it was a big step ahead of the competition for video and photo quality, even compared to the more expensive Mavic 2 Pro. It has a larger 1-inch sensor with a video resolution of 5.4K and a real photo resolution of 20 megapixels. It still remains a favorite of many users for its wonderful organic colors and excellent detail. It is still an excellent choice for enthusiasts who prioritize photo and video quality. The only weakness of this model is battery time, which is now much lower than the other two models and particularly penalizing for hyperlapses. But the main issue is that the competition has seriously raised the bar, and it's not easy to justify the difference in price compared to the excellent Mini 3 Pro, while professional users will certainly be tempted by the crucial exclusive features of the flagship model, the Mavic 3. While the Air 2S remains an excellent purchase, especially for users living in very windy areas, there are already rumors of the new version to be released in a few months, so many potential buyers will probably be on the fence. The Mavic 3 is the flagship model, the king of the DJI prosumer line. It has a bigger 4/3 of an inch sensor, supplied with a sensational new Hasselblad lens. This model has been constantly improved by countless firmware updates, and has now video and photo quality closer to a traditional full-frame camera than to a prosumer drone. Even more importantly, the Mavic 3 has some crucial exclusive features. The variable aperture of the shutter simplifies the process of achieving the correct exposure and maintaining the proper shutter speed for the ideal amount of motion blur in footage and in hyperlapses, eliminating the need to constantly swap ND filters. Thanks to the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance system, the Mavic 3 is the only model suitable for safe, close-range tracking. Waypoints mode for video is the most efficient tool for producing precise, smooth cinematic footage, even in the case of complex moves. The much longer battery life is another very handy feature, and it is crucial for hyperlapses. The dual-lens system includes a telephoto lens with a field of view equivalent to 162mm, which is approximately a 7-time zoom factor. Even though the quality of footage and photos obtained with the telephoto lens is not comparable to the one of the main camera, this lens opens up new creative possibilities for parallax effects, for close-up views, for accessing subjects that could not be otherwise achieved, or simply to scout an unknown location. Regardless of the quality of footage and photos, each exclusive feature of the Mavic 3 could be a compelling reason for a professional user to invest in this model. DJI has recently released a more affordable version of the Mavic 3, named Mavic 3 Classic. The only difference between the two models is the lack of the telephoto lens in the cheaper model. It is a marketing move that makes perfect sense, as the Mavic 3 Classic is a state-of-the-art model priced at a point that could tempt many advanced amateur users. Click on this link to watch my in-depth comparison of the three models for video and photo quality. And don't forget to hit the like button if you find this video interesting. Thank you.